everyone, welcome to my channel on this Tuesday, April 22nd at 8:55 in the morning, and yet another grocery haul. I don't know what I want to eat today, so I got quite a variety of items. When I went down to Shaw's, I needed eggs. That I needed. I didn't need milk. And I didn't get too much. It was 2 bags that were evenly of weight. And I spent $55.80. But then I went back. I was debating when I got home. I said, you know what? This has got to be the 4th time I've gone to Shaw's thinking about the pickled cauliflower combo and did not get a jar. It would have been heavy. But I couldn't. I said, you know what? I got to go back down. So I didn't walk. I took the car down, but I walked the first time. I have red bell pepper sauteing on the stove as I speak. And it ended up there were 2 for $5. Oh, that's a separate receipt. Yep. So the total, I got 4. Total was $10. There was a brand that had a larger jar the last time I was thinking of getting it, but decided not to because of the weight. I was calculating the weight in my handbasket. Oh yeah. So it's probably really easy to pickle your own cauliflower, so I need to figure out how to do that. This is cauliflower, carrots, and the hot pepperoncini, however it's pronounced. Wow, that was uneventful. I just saw a massive turkey in the neighborhood. It was so big when I first looked at it. I could have sworn it was a peacock. My mind had drew in the feathers on a male peacock. Wow, this is so big. It had to be crammed in there. Oh, that's a good one. And, oops. There we go. I'm gonna have to check on those peppers. Okay, I'm gonna have to eat it with my hand here. Oh man. Is it delicious? So I'm down to like I'm gonna say it's 190, but just shy of 190, south of 190. One day I weighed 188, but that was a result of very poor decision on my part. concerning eating something that got me sick. So, what I want to eat today, one day, I'd say in the past couple of weeks, one day, I broke down and had 2 pieces of raisin cinnamon swirl toast. And then yesterday for breakfast I had, because it was in the fridge, I didn't want to go stale, I had an English muffin with peanut butter on it and two boiled eggs. But I've been really not having bread, and it's still because I haven't been doing anything because of my back. But so I got 4 of those jars. Wait until you see the variety of food that I purchased. I gotta have something else than just an egg. I gotta get some vegetarian dish that I can make with beans or something like that. Rice, a little rice. Eggs are getting old, but I'm gonna have a hamburger patty with an egg on top of it. I got some leftover shredded cheese. I forgot to buy cheese. So I finally got down to these extra large, and of the jumbo eggs, which is what I usually would get, $5.99. So those are under $6. I got, another thing I was thinking of snacking on, or as a meal period, are sardines. I bought another package of these. These are just so good. 0 sugar, 9 grams of protein. So something to snack on, or as your meal if you're trying to lose weight. $9.99, I think they were on sale. I like those. I was weighing whether I just wanted to buy a pound of hamburger and fashion the patties myself, but I just went with the pre-made. And those were, what were they? Purdue. What were they? Wow, red bell pepper meat. Those were $9.99, and then I got some Purdue chicken tenders for $7.01. I had to get a yellow onion. It was $1.06, and then I said, this is going to be good for you, the dark chocolate. It's $1.30. I was going to get Hershey's, but then I saw a short talking about the quality of Hershey's chocolate. Really, they call it candy because they can't call it chocolate. But I think they do have chocolate. Ghirardelli Intense Dark, 72% cacao. This was expensive. This is $3 something. Dark chocolate, $3.49. So you can see I'm all over the place here. getting hungry. I said, well, if I just have one. I don't even have those hash browns anymore. I haven't been buying them. But I just can't resist an Entenmann's donut. Maybe I'll have a cup of coffee. Entenmann's donut. Here's the chicken. I think I'll fry up some chicken. Cut these into cubes. Maybe I have some dressing I can put on them. Just have protein. I did buy another pepper, I think. Oh, that's right, they were on sale. 3 for something peppers. I got 3 bell peppers for $5. Then I got these. I'll just have these for a snack. Or not a snack, these will be a meal. When I get really hungry, this is what I'll have for my meal. And it's wild caught in Louisiana hot sauce. So it's better than not having anything, if you're hungry. Funny, I wanted this so badly and now I think I'm over it. Well, that's today's grocery haul. I'm not going to bore you with frying up a hamburger patty and frying an egg, but I'll make a pot of coffee, and for dessert, I guess I'll have a donut. I'll cheat a little bit, so I'll be right back. Alright, believe it or not, there's a hamburger with some cheese on it underneath the egg. Kind of an odd breakfast, but I got my coffee. Oh, I didn't plug my coffee. Okay, so I have my coffee plugged in, and I've got my egg. Should have turned that on beforehand. So I got some char on my red onion, on my red bell pepper. I should do this ahead of time, and then I could freeze it too. So I could always have this with whatever I'm cooking. Well, those taste sweeter when you cook them up like that. So I have my hamburger and egg combo. Which is kind of weird. I actually wouldn't mind just having a cheeseburger for breakfast. is the first visit, I could walk. I'm like, figures. I've had this happen before, where I had to wait for a doctor's appointment. By the time I had it, I was feeling better. But they took x-rays and then they do a heat analysis of your spine. And my lower spine was tight. But yesterday was the first, well, they showed me the results of the x-ray, talked about it. And I definitely have a bunch of compression on my lower back, probably because of that snow I shoveled. That slush on the first week of January. I think it was like on a weekend or something like that, a Friday night or Saturday night. It was supposed to freeze the next day, so I was out there pushing this stuff aside. But it was heavy. I limited. I think there were 2 shovelfuls that I might have picked up. So, I have like completely red lines at the very bottom of the spine, a couple of vertebrae there, and some blues. Up my neck was stiff, so I got some around my neck. But other than that, he said that very little arthritis is visible. And I tried to impress upon him. I said, listen, I was perfectly fine up to that point that we had that snowstorm and that heavy, wet slush. I would walk, well, until I had the plantar fasciitis, I walked 4 to 8 miles a day. And it was never like, oh, I'm nursing one hip or the next. I had no hip problems, no knee problems, no feet problems until I got that plantar fasciitis without any heads up. No precursor to something was about to happen right in the middle of the walk out of nowhere. It was good, and then it wasn't. It's like I had a flat tire. So I didn't walk the rest of that year. And then the following year I took, winter came, so I didn't walk. I figured I'd give him, the internet says it could be almost a year that you have to let your foot rest. So, last year I actually walked to a bike shop near where I went to the chiropractor. Probably a 4-mile walk, no problem. I bought a bike. I rode the bike home, no problem. So I had my first adjustment. And I gotta tell you, the condition of the roads here in Massachusetts, I felt like I negated any helpful adjustments that were made at the chiropractor by hitting the ruts on the roads here. Okay, you can see my neck is still limited. We didn't do anything with the neck. But they have a table that elevates up, so you step on it and then you put your face into it, and then they lower it, because I don't think I'd be able to get up on a table. And then he started checking my spine. Oh man, when he got to the lower part there where the heat sensors are saying it's very, inflamed. Oh, that hurt. So very simple adjustments to start off with. And the way they explain it is that, you misalign something, then another part of the spine is going to try to correct what this one incorrect position is. So the spine is sort of fighting itself, Then your posture is all over the place. My left leg was like a half. I think he said it couldn't have been an inch. That's pretty much. it was a half inch longer than my right leg. And then when we finished, it was about a quarter of an inch. I probably shouldn't have walked with groceries today. I don't know. I needed exercise. That's a little loud. I got some steak tips defrosting in the fridge. I could see myself just having a small steak in the morning. Just a steak. I Googled, and Google says a 65-year-old guy, 5'8", should be in a range of like 123, which I thought was kind of low, to 165 pounds. So I got my heart set. I'm at 190. If I lose 40 pounds, that's 40 pounds my spine doesn't have to carry. And right after that analysis, I'm going to have an Entenmann's donut. What did I eat yesterday? I don't recall. I think I had one more boiled egg. Then I have the protein drinks. I don't know where I could put this here. Alright, as you can see, I sure was able to find the strength to pick up my Entenmann donuts. This shoulder pain, I'm pretty sure, is my doing. I was doing a 10-pound dumbbell over the shoulder presses, and that was it. So, from what I can find, what happens is if you overwork a muscle, it can cause a misalignment in the joint. So there are other muscles. Like I can use a doorway. I'll have to research those YouTube videos and start doing some just flexing or stretching exercises to relieve the pressure on this joint. And then out of the blue, excuse me, out of the blue was like I got a pinched nerve right behind the knee. It's almost like a pressure. It's almost like if you get the pressure on it, your knee is gonna collapse. So I use that as my straight leg to go down first onto it, like a peg leg. I go down one step at a time. I put that leg down, and then the other leg, you gotta bend the knee. I don't trust this knee. I'm trying to. It's enough to minimize the pain when you're getting in out of bed. Oh, that actually. That hit the spot. Now I could make me feel better by just taking a plain donut. But, I thought I got the plain cinnamon and chocolate. That's a powdered. Oh, I'm devastated. Oh yeah. I'm being tempted. I'm going for the. I'm gonna have more than one donut, I think. I have been good with the not using the sugar, although yesterday I had convinced myself, I said maybe I get inflammation because my body actually needs real sugar instead of this fake sugar. So I can't imagine these last 4 months what my inflammation was like in January, because that was hell. And I have a history of inflammation, of joint inflammation. I don't know if it's autoimmune disorder or something, but once when doctors were pushing the cholesterol medications, they first came out, and the doctor put me on statin because I had slightly elevated bad cholesterol. Well, within a couple of weeks, my joints started being real painful. I couldn't get an appointment with an arthritis. He wanted me to see a rheumatoid arthritis doctor. Can you imagine that? They give you a prescription for a medication that's known to cause severe joint pain and / or irreversible joint damage. Then they have you go see another doctor. Well, I couldn't get the appointment for like 3 months. They were like booked for 3 months out. By the time I got the appointment, I had a laugh. That morning I got up and I'm like, it's all gone. Every last bit of pain was gone by that time. The second time, I was seeing this other doctor for just physicals. That's all I went to see doctors for, is just my yearly physical. And the doctor goes, well, I like this practice because you saw a nurse practitioner. You didn't need to see the doctor. So I just saw a nurse practitioner. So they said, you need your tetanus booster. I'm like, okay, I need it. I got my tetanus booster. Once again, within a couple of weeks, my joints were all killing me. It was severe. So I called them up. I'm like, yeah, I had this tetanus booster. And they're like, well, it was a combination shot. It's rubella, tetanus, and something else. I forget what to call it. It had this standard name. I think it's changed. But it wasn't just a shot with tetanus. It ends up rubella can cause severe joint pain and inflammation. That's the one that I ended up getting the doctor appointment for, the rheumatoid arthritis specialist. The first one, the statin, I just stopped taking it. In fact, this is what kills me. I was sitting at home. This was just introduced to the market, so they're really pushing it. So you had all the commercials for the cholesterol lowering medications. And they had a disclaimer right in this commercial. Can cause irreversible joint damage. So I told my doctor, he's like, I never heard of that. Why would you experience something that no one else has experienced? And I told him, I said, I just saw a commercial for this statins, and it said right in the commercial, as a disclaimer, I couldn't believe he said that. The cholesterol medication he had me on prior to the statin made me have to go to the bathroom at work like every half hour once the full dosage kicked in. I mentioned this, that I watch YouTube so much that if I'm watching Svengoolie or I turn on the TV, I have found myself a couple of times grab the remote to go to skip the commercial. But one big thing that you notice if you don't watch TV anymore, especially, I guess, I watch commercial television, broadcast television. I just have an antenna. That they're pushing all these new meds. I'm watching this one medication, I forget what it's for, and everybody's dancing around. Everybody's doing this choreographed dance as they're talking about this medication that's going to solve all your problems. And then they start rattling off all the side effects, and I think one of them is it can make your genitalia pretty much fall off. And I'm like, what? And then meanwhile, all the people are dancing, rejoicing to this medication, the cure-all for all their problems. I'm gonna have another donut. I can't help it. So this is going in the freezer. And I think for today, because of these two donuts, I'm going to have a protein drink maybe around 4 o'clock which is 160 calories, and maybe an orange, and that's it. Those are going in the freezer. It is very satisfying though. It's so incredible that just a little inflammation, pressure, or a pressure on the nerve going to the legs can cause sometimes, well, if I sit in the chair, well, this here, I'm going to have trouble getting up. But right now I feel perfectly fine. I think in my mind I can just turn and get up. But it's not the case. I've got a handicap bar over there. And essentially I use all my upper strength on the handicap bar to get up out of the chair. But once I'm up, within a minute, I get my walking legs. They're not like, steady walking legs, but I can put one foot in front of the other. All this because of that stupid move to shovel that snow, overexert myself. I didn't feel like I was overexerting myself that night. I specifically said, watch yourself. I pushed all of it. Most of it. Wow. So yeah, we go over the results at the chiropractor's office, and I'm like, look at this. I'm sitting down, standing up, sitting down, standing up. I'm like, wow, I'm thinking this is it. I'm over the hurdle. We made an appointment for Monday. I get up Monday, I can't walk. I can barely get in the car. That was the first adjustment. We did the first adjustment Monday. He recommended not doing any core exercises or anything. Just walking is good, but I shouldn't have walked with groceries again. But you see, it was a limited amount of groceries. And the jars, I went down with the car and picked that stuff up. I didn't walk that home. I already feel guilty having those 2 donuts. But I only have 3 of those protein drinks left. I have to go down there. I won't carry that home. That thing's heavy. Maybe I should just call it quits with walking to buy groceries. Don't do that anymore. I think I could ride a bike. That was the plan. I was going to get some GoPros, the DJI action cams, and mount them on the bike. And maybe ride to Excuse me. Well, there's a closer roast beef place, not Kelly's. Billy's roast beef. But I said, well, maybe I'll take a bike ride up to Lynn or Revere, go to the beach. But the thing is with the DJI, but the only thing is with the DJI action cams, one of the drawbacks is that nobody mentions, I brought this up before, that you have to register the camera to get it to work. And you can't do that over a PC. You have to do it using the DJI app. So you have to have a smartphone in order to activate your DJI camera, action camera. I guess you have to register it. So in addition to getting the DJI cameras, I'd have to get a smartphone. I keep on teasing Verizon by putting the Apple 16 Max in a shopping cart and leaving it there, and then they send me a text on my phone saying, "Oh, we see you left something in your cart. Can we help you with the finalizing that process?" And I think with tax, the total is over, and that's not even a screen protector and a case not added, or earbuds, which I guess you need earbuds, right? It was over $1,700. I owe like $15 on this. I guess I pay a little every time I make a payment. I forget what this was, what the price of this was, but I have to pay that off if I go with the Apple. It says this is the payoff amount for your current phone. $15 and change. Well, thanks again if you want for stopping by. I gotta come up with better content, but I just have to do it, but I don't. It's a better mic than this, and I've gotta figure out. I don't think I'm utilizing the Rode wireless mics correctly. I don't have them set correctly. The audio seems very low. I did post another ASMR gaming video, Minecraft, on my gaming channel. So thanks again everyone for stopping by. Thank you for your continued support and comments. I'm actually kind of stuffed. I think it was the liquid, the coffee. And thanks for using the Amazon affiliate link in the description to make any of your Amazon purchases. Thanks to all my PayPal contributors. And till next video, everyone. I got a model. I want to build that plane model plane. So until next video, everyone. Thanks for watching.